is in passing, and it's.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Did You Know show.
Well, did you know this is our second show?
It is. Second
There's
week in a
there's
row.
another brand new. Did you know?
Yeah. So tonight we're going to stay on the western side of Washington, and we're going to talk about a couple really haunted little towns that I discovered today thanks to Nitty Gritty Tours in Tacoma. They do some great research, and so we just kind of took some of their information so we can share it with you guys, because if you ever get to Tacoma, take his tours because he's really good.
Really good tour.
So I can't remember what his name is. I think his name is Chris, but anyway, so he does some really good stuff, and
I think you're right.
And he does some online, like, virtual tours and things.
If it isn't Chris, forgive us.
Yeah, well, sorry, Chris, if you happen to see this.
If that's your name.
Hello, whoever's here. We appreciate that
What
you're
up?
here. 1 second. Let me see who we got here. Hello, Mary Goss, and hello, Facebook user, whoever you are. Yeah, unfortunately, this crazy StreamYard, it's not StreamYard, it's Facebook. It's not allowing people for us to see their names unless, yeah. Hi, Tracy.
What's
how you doing?
What's up, sis?
Certain people, I don't know wherever you're watching it, might be a group page or pages. They won't let us see your name. But if you go to my page, which is we're also streaming there, we should be able to see who's there. So anyway,
complicated.
Yeah, and plus we're going to talk about a haunted location in Bellingham, which is north of these two little towns. He did a virtual thing about small towns in Washington that are haunted, and the two that I picked were Wilkinson, which is near Mount Rainier, and also Bucota, which is also near Mount Rainier.
What's up, cuz? I hope you're feeling all right. Dave Wells in the house.
Hey, Dave, sorry to hear you fell, buddy.
Yeah, hope you're doing good.
So anyway, we're going to get started here, and then we'll...
And here's another little did you know fact. The way we're going right now is going to take us forever to do every state, so you're going to be around us for a long time.
Yeah. Plus all the things that we're going to be doing here in the near future once it starts warming up. I don't know about you guys, but I've heard some really severe storms going on in California. For God's sakes, they're having like a ton of snow, so that's wild in itself.
Yeah, I mean, they suffered through a tremendous drought for a couple of years, and now the Lord's giving it back. So
yeah,
I mean, we're happy for them, but we want them to stay safe too.
Of course, say your prayers for your enemies. What is that saying?
I don't know.
Your enemy is your... I have to...
The enemy of your enemy is your best friend?
Yes. I
don't know about best friend, but friend.
Well, it's your friend. But anyway.
My bestie ain't my enemy.
Okay, so we're going to put up this. There we go.
Small towns and wines. Look at that.
And I made a funny here. I said small town... What is it, cat? You're not climbing on my desk.
Hey, Robert, how is it down under, buddy?
Here.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Toot.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah. Okay, so it says small towns in Washington of the hauntiest kind. That was my word. I love it. Okay.
Is that a word?
I don't think so. Okay. I thought it was cute. It just popped in my head.
I am not Harvard educated, so don't trick me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so the first town that we're going to talk about is Wilkinson, which is right here on the map in Washington. We live somewhere right about here.
No.
Yes.
No, we live more over to the left, dear.
No.
Over,
oh, yeah, well.
Yeah, right about there.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so this is Wilkinson. This is Wilkinson's school that they have. It's very old, and from what I understand, I gotta get my notes because I made a lot of notes. Okay. Oh, I can't read them. Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Okay, Russ is gonna... Oh, thank you. Okay. So Wilkinson is a very old town. It's an old mining town. A lot of the places that are the small towns or ghost towns even that are in Washington State were mining towns. And there's a lot of old mines up there, and people, they go in them and they shouldn't because they're very dangerous. We'll talk a little bit about that. Hold it. Is that the cat?
Yeah, I'm gonna kill my cat.
Okay. Anyway, so the schoolhouse.
Sorry,
I know, but I
I
can't.
had to. It was, we're doing ghost stuff. So.
Stop. So one of the things that happens in the school, and kids and teachers and everybody talks about this, is that there's an old teacher, probably from the early days, that they see standing at the end of a hallway, and
try to keep that glare off camera.
yeah, they see her stand. Ant.
Oh, we're being invaded by little black ants.
They're horrible.
Yeah,
Sorry,
don't know what it is.
But anyway, so she'll stand at the end of a hallway and just stare at people. And then when they go to try to walk towards her, she walks through walls. So I thought that was pretty cool. I want to go there. Russ and I have never been to Wilkinson, not yet, but we're going. And Bucota is not far away from there, so it'll be an easy dual little thing going on. Okay, there's also a little girl that's been seen in a lot of selfies. People like taking selfies at school or whatever, and they'll see this little girl standing next to them or behind them or whatever. And apparently she's got some a disfigurement to her face. I don't know. I want to go up there and see if we can communicate with these spirits. So anyway, people have also seen or heard chairs like dragging on the floors. Now, like the security people, they'll be, they'll go in to check the place, see, make sure nobody's in there, and they'll hear these noises of sounds dragging across the floor, chairs dragging across the floor, and then when they go to check, everything's in its place and nothing's been disturbed. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, then there's a box car right outside of where the school's at, apparently, and people will go up there and touch the box car, and they get a really overwhelming feeling of heaviness, or like dread, like something's going to happen, and they'll forget kind of where they're at for a moment or two, and if they walk away, they're fine, but it's just when they're touching that box car that they have some really extreme, interesting experiences. So yeah,
You wonder what the box car was for?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like just a regular box car. It doesn't look, well, it kind of looks like a caboose, I guess, a little bit. It's really short and square, so it's not like a regular box car,
Right.
For hauling things. They also had in Wilkinson a mining disaster where 31 miners were killed. Actually 32. Apparently one of the miners went to light his pipe, and when he did that, the flame connected with usually methane gas, and it exploded, and he died instantly, and everybody else suffocated.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And apparently there's like an old Eagles lodge in town, and the miners used to go there. It was like a clubhouse kind of thing for them. It was a Night of Pythias kind of club. It's now Eagles, I guess. Unless I can't see.
Pardon me. Let me shed the light.
And so a lot of times people will see lights, inside the building, or they'll see lights coming down from the hills where the miners would be working. People have also seen miners in the building, like through the windows and stuff. So there's definitely a lot of hauntings going on in this town. It's not like something, like one building in the place is haunted, but there's several. I mean, in this community. So,
and you know what'd be neat about a building like that? And I trip down this all the time. It must be, I don't know if it's just me or something. Maybe a lot of other people are into it. But when you're walking along those hallways, and you just imagine how many souls have been through there.
Well, children and teachers, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, my God, the history that you're walking through, or that you're coming to encounter with, it's always fascinating. One time we're driving back, Sandy and I and our daughter, and our granddaughter was firstborn, and we took one of my famous shortcuts, and we wound up going right through Lincoln County.
Russ is one of those people that goes from, instead of A to B, he goes from A to Z and
Yeah.
then back to
my shortcut.
B.
It added 100 miles on.
Yeah.
But,
hang on just
it
a
was
second.
a cool 100 miles.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me switch pictures here.
Oh,
okay.
Onward.
So the school is very haunted. The whole surrounding area of that, with the miners and the chairs moving, everything it's just really creepy. Okay, then there's a place called, this is the coke mines. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but they would take rail cars, not rail, but like mining cars, I guess.
Yeah.
And they would run them up above where you see the holes, and they would pour the coal or whatever into the coking mine or coking oven, excuse me. And then it would, I don't know what the process was, but they'd use it and then they'd break down the coal or something.
It's not cocaine. It's part of the process of coal.
It's called coking. That's what they call it. And this place, people always say that they hear voices a lot out there. They hear the sound of there used to be a place where it's called
with all that coke out there, I'm sure they do.
It's called a round table, and they would turn the carts around to head back up to the mine to put more coal in and stuff. And that squeaking noise of metal and stuff.
Wow, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would. People still hear that noise out there, what the carts would sound like if they're getting turned around. So that's pretty cool. I think some of it's a lot of residual stuff. But we have to go out there and experience. Like I said, we haven't experienced it for ourselves yet.
I don't know about you. Sandy's not so much this way, but I am notorious for going into zero black.
Yeah.
I mean, no flashlight, zero. I mean, dark. Don't bother me at all. And I swear sometimes you just, you got to check that fear.
Mm-hmm.
But old Mr. Fear comes creeping in when you can't see and the noises start.
Well, it's not so much what you can see, it's what you can't see.
It's what's your imagination is taking over.
Yeah, don't let your imagination take over.
What's up, guys?
Okay.
Hey, Steve, what's up?
Hello, Facebook user, whoever you are here now. Hello. Yeah, I can't see everybody's name. I can see you if you're on my page or whatever, but I can't, or on whatever. But yeah, Facebook is good about blocking things out when you don't want them to. Okay.
They're also good about, anyway, we won't get on that. They love me.
Let me see if I can do it this way so you don't have to hold it. Okay.
Well, have you got it?
I think so.
Okay, if you can see and it doesn't,
Okay.
You got a glow. Look at that glow.
Then there's a place called the Washington Hotel. Let's see. I think I have a picture of that. Hang on a second. I put these in order, but I didn't put the pictures in order, so give me 1 second. Oh yeah, okay, here it is. This is this right here. I don't know if you can see that, but the building on the left is the Washington Hotel. It was a tavern, it was a brothel, and it was a hotel. Simple. But there's a lot of stuff that happens there. One of the things that happened, not in the hotel, but on the outside, was some guy, the mayor walked out of the Washington Hotel, and some guy picked up an axe and chopped his head off. Now, the guy swears that he did not remember doing that. And then there's been other people in the town, and it doesn't necessarily be in this particular place, at the hotel, but swear that they get, all of a sudden they'll get this feeling of doing something violent, and they won't remember even feeling that way, or let alone anything else. So yeah, very, 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 very interesting stuff going on out there. Let's see.
That's a cool looking place too.
It is. There's another hotel in town called or it used to be a hotel called the Carlson, and we'll get to that in just a minute. I'm trying to make sure that I'm covering everything here. But yeah, this town is just creepy. I've seen pictures of the whole town. Yeah, I kind of like mind manipulation. Hi, Donald.
Hey, Don, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the situation.
Somebody Lizzie Borden. I haven't promised.
Yeah, maybe they're related. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, so I'll go on to the next photo. Oh, this is inside.
Demons, evil spirits, probably.
Okay, every Halloween. Okay, now the town's name is Bucoda, Bucoda. But in October, their name changes to Bucoda, Boocuda. And they're really into Halloween there. They call them the Halloween town of Washington State.
That's really clever because it brings money into the town. It's really
it's
clever.
because it's a really small town and they don't get a whole lot of tourist traffic and stuff like that.
My light turns automatically off.
Oh, so this is inside. This is like the hallway upstairs right here. There was a brothel in here, like I said. This is just a skeleton sitting in a window. This is at Halloween time. And this is a mannequin. I hate mannequins. You guys, I don't like dolls, but I hate mannequins.
She hates mannequins.
They just freak me out because they stare at you and sometimes they move. That's what makes them really creepy. Yeah, possible possession. You're right.
I haven't seen one move yet.
So anyway, this is at Halloween time, and this is when it's just the normal day kind of thing. But it's not open. It's not open as a hotel. There's a guy that recently bought it, I guess, and he's going to be fixing it up to the original way that it was back in the day. So I'm very happy to hear about that. Okay, now this is the Carlson. Okay,
the Carlson.
Let me. Oh no, never mind. Oh, sorry guys, I gotta go back. Okay, the Carlson. It was also a brothel. Right now, it's a pizzeria down on the bottom. Like I said, we'll have to stop and get pizza while we're there. We love pizza. Okay.
Yes, we do. Pizza doesn't necessarily love us, but we do love it.
Now, there's something creepy about...
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on.
What?
Read that from Steve. I see Woodstock, Chris.
There are some really neat locations. I'm curious, is Woodstock still on the run from Wyatt Earp? Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Got a horse outside.
The invisible one, yeah. Okay, so so this place is really haunted. The backside or near inside that goes through the town, or I'm not sure because, like I said, we've never been there. But there's a river called the Skookumchuck, and it's obviously a Native American name. The old Washington Hotel was built in 1884.
Getting famous,
and I forgot to mention that.
Woodstock Russ is getting famous. I'm gonna be worldwide. Thanks to Steve.
Okay, now at this place, people have seen miners walking around the outside of the building.
Now, that would be miners with the pick, not minors.
Yeah,
like in junior people.
Clarify that. MINER, not MINOR.
Okay. And I'm sure there's miners that do walk around.
Okay,
the other ones.
Right.
Yes.
Anyway, a lot of people have seen apparitions of a lot of miners in that town. So that's why I want to go there. And I want to go there at night.
I'm sorry, but I keep going back to that. What is it? That movie with Tim Allen, the StarQuest or StarQuest. Where they're talking about guys, the guy says, yeah, there were some small miners, and they are miners, not miners.
Okay, now there's another thing about...
I can't help it.
There's another thing about Wilkeson. And this, I kept this one for last.
Galaxy Quest.
Oh, on this, I forgot to mention, the Skookumchuck River, just off there, there's a vent. There's a vent for, I don't know if I have a picture of it. This is the townhouse. We'll come back to that. And there's a sign that we're going to get into the next town. But anyway, there's a sign or a vent that they have a gate, like a steel gate over, so that nobody can go in there. But people have been out there and say that they swear they hear people screaming. A lot of people call it the doorway to hell. So that
lovely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not to go there.
They hear people screaming for help. So obviously it's probably maybe they had an accident there. Miners were screaming.
Look, if someone says this is the gateway to hell, this is the doorway to hell, do me a favor, don't open it.
Right.
Leave it shut.
Now, now we're gonna talk about the town hall here for a second. Okay, this is the old town hall. It's the original. And downstairs is where the jail cells used to be. And I'm trying to find the information I have about that. Just a second. Nope, that's Bucota. Okay. My brain's working here.
I have a related story as soon as you get done.
People have, they hear people screaming down there. They hear people yelling at each other. Like these ghosts are just not happy here. I don't know what's going on with them, but I want to go here and ask them to get permission to go down in the thing. And if you can see through the windows, you can't see very good because it's not kind of small, but if you look, you can see like it's a storage place now. It's not.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's not a jail anymore because they do have another town hall.
My related story, real quick.
Okay.
Deer Lodge, Montana.
Well,
across from the prison. Hang on, across from the prison, the women's section was down below.
Yes.
We were down there. Remember?
Yes.
That freaking radio. It was a stereo console.
For those of you who are old like Russ and I, you will remember that what do they call them? Stereo console. It was in a cabinet.
It was a Zenith.
Right. And you had your record player in there, your radio, and speakers on the sides. And
nothing state of the art by any means.
But anyway, so we were downstairs and we were checking out the women's. They stuck these women prisoners down here in this hole, basically. And we were standing down there. We were talking about something, and all of a sudden, upstairs, you got to remember, there's nobody up there except. Nobody. I mean, there was nobody in there. Just, the doors were locked. Nobody could have came in. We
were down with the curator or the manager of the place at the time, and the doors were locked.
Right.
So nobody.
So we're down there, and we're getting ready to go back upstairs because we kind of investigated as much as we could down there, and we start going up we're standing at the bottom of the stairs.
Honest to God.
Yeah, we swear to you. And all of a sudden, that stereo started blasting music. And the funny thing about that is they had just got that stereo that day.
And it was unplugged.
Yeah, it was unplugged.
When we got up there, the music stopped as soon as we hit the threshold of the door.
Yep. Yep.
It came out. There's no other place it came out of. Mm-hmm. And that thing was unplugged.
Yeah.
That was freaky.
Yeah. And even the curator, I mean, she's she believes in ghosts and stuff, but she said, she says, I have never, ever seen anything like or heard anything like that. And
we looked for alarm clocks, anything that could possibly explain or help explain why it happened. There was nothing, and we didn't have these back then. So,
right,
yeah, pretty weird.
Okay, so that's the town hall. Now you got to remember these are very small towns. I mean, they're like, maybe 600 or 700 people in them.
They're not
that many people there.
Maybe.
Okay, so here we are. We're going into the town of Bucota.
Cool name.
Yeah, I love it.
I have never even heard of this.
I know. It's
Bucota?
Bucota.
Sounds kind of...
We got to go there.
Yeah, it sounds weird.
We have to go there a few times. Okay. A lot of cool stuff here. Okay, Bucota.
Does it say? Yep. All her parents had a Zenith. Yeah. Yep.
I need the light, dear. I can't see. Okay, so Bucota, the Native American word for it is Siaco. And the word means haunted places. Did you realize that? I didn't know that. I didn't either. That's cool. Okay. So
learn something new every day.
In Bucota, they built the first Washington territorial prison.
Wow.
Yeah, let me change it.
No, that was it. That was in this town?
Yes.
So it wasn't Walla Walla?
It was right there.
That was the first prison?
That's the first prison.
Oh, we got to go.
Yeah.
Got to go.
Well, the only thing left now, it's not up. The only thing left now is the foundation. They were just big blocks that they put underneath.
If you can tour the grounds, the walls don't matter.
Exactly. That's I don't care. And then I'll show you another picture here in a second. But like I told you, every Halloween they celebrate the hauntings in their town, and so the origin of the Siaco is where the territorial site is. It was where, even before the prison was put there, even before anybody moved into Bucota, it was a sacred place.
What a fascinating name. I wonder what that means, Bucota.
I don't know what Bucota means, but Siaco is That's what the Native Americans call it.
Right, but I mean, it just seems like to me that because I am part Native, my grandmother, that every name would have a significance.
Right.
You know, it
Right.
meant something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so like I told you, but before all this stuff was built, it was a sacred site, and that they called it Seattle being haunted places. Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry.
Russ.
I'm working on it.
Damn.
It's not me.
Okay, so
we have a dog. I'm sorry.
Okay, so a lot of weird stuff happens out there.
Sounds like it.
Basically, like I said, the building is no longer there. It's just the foundation blocks that held it up. The walls were 6 foot thick. What do they call it? It's that heavy wood that we have up here. It's
heavy wood. Oak.
Yeah, I think it was oak or something, but it was real thick. The bars, I'll show you the bars and what they look like. The windows, what they look like. The windows were so tall nobody could see out of them.
Wow.
And there was one window and then another one up farther. Okay, so now behind where this area is, Chris, the guy I told you about, pretty good.
You better read that. Robert looked it up.
Yeah.
Ghost place.
Yeah, haunted place. Yeah,
or
haunted
devil.
place. Yeah.
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks, Robert. Anyway, so Chris, when he went out there to do this at nighttime, he wanted to check out where the old prison was and stuff, and he was out there, and somewhere close by is the river. And so he went walking out there with his film guy, or the guy that did the filming, and there's nobody else out there, just him and this guy. And so they go down by the river, and all of a sudden they hear this ungodly scream, not like a person, but more like an animal. I'm thinking Bigfoot. And then what else happened? Wait a second. Oh, he said it was an unearthly scream. It was something he'd never heard before. He actually heard it. The guy that was filming heard it. And it was, she said, one of the scariest things that ever happened to him. Then they're still out there, okay, and they're walking back towards their cars, and there's a playground there, and it's got a set of swings, like the old swings. Like,
nice, yeah.
And so he's walking up, and all of a sudden, one of the swings starts swinging back and forth on its own. Now, I believe this guy because I kind of know him. I've met him before. He's a nice guy. I just don't see him trying to fake things, because he was asking where his film guy was. He goes, "Well, I'm behind you." He goes, "Do you see this?" And the swing is swinging back and forth. And this is the weird part. There's footsteps that go that lead, because there's like gravel, and there's footsteps in the gravel leading to the swing. That's or away from the swing.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And he said then all of a sudden there's like fog he said no matter what time of year it is, there's always fog out here or out there.
That's crazy.
In that area.
Hey, we want to welcome Jonathan. He's coming to us from Wales in the UK.
Hey, Jonathan.
Brother, hey, welcome, man.
Welcome, That's where Russ's family's from, is the country of Wales.
Yeah. So we're related somehow.
Yep.
Well, I mean, probably not, but yo, brother.
Okay, so here's the guys that watched over the prisoner.
Wow.
There was a lot of deaths, as you can imagine.
I look at that picture and I hear banjo music.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like
or something like that. Like look at these guys. These are
those are hardcore guys.
These are pioneer type guys. I mean, tough and rough and ready. Yeah,
you best.
And as you can see, here's the window. Here's one of the windows right here.
Wow.
Right there. And then there's stairways, and then they got prisoners on the bottom, and they got prisoners on the top.
Imagine being on the other side of that, and your window's way up there. The hopelessness that brings.
The prisoners were, or the place was built in 1874, and it ran until 1887 until they built a bigger prison. I don't know which one that is. Maybe McNeil.
No, I think Walla Walla is old.
Could be Walla. I don't know. But anyway, so these were the guards.
We got a few to select from here,
and nobody escaped from this place.
Wait a minute.
If they tried to escape, they were shot.
Maybe McNeil, because it was Civil War.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So here is the memorial out there. There's a fence around the area. Can't really get into it, but
look at that thing.
Here's
cool.
Here's the memorial plaque. Tells you all about it. I couldn't even zoom. I didn't zoom in on it, so I don't know what it says. But here's what the window looked like. See these big bars? Yeah, nobody could cut through those.
You ain't getting out of that thing. Look at it.
No.
Look at the daggum timber. Holy man.
Right.
That is so thick.
It is. And they said and the story is that they would not. There's a cemetery not too far from where Bakota is. I think it's in Tenino, which is another place I have no idea where it's at. I've never been there. You know, it's crazy. I lived here all my life. I've never been to Bakota, Wilkinson, none of these places. I don't know why.
Well, it's like I lived in Florida all them years and went to 3 different spots. That would be Daytona Beach, Key West, and my house. That's it.
Yeah, we didn't. Well, when we were back there last time, we went a lot of different places.
Well, yeah, we went to Canaveral and stuff like. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's over towards Daytona.
That's what the prison looked like, and it's amazingly haunted. Also, okay, so this is the old gym. Now, Chris said that he wouldn't go in there to save his life.
Oh, what a whip.
No. There's a doll that they keep in this building. Her name is Abby.
Uh-oh, here we go. I can't. Go ahead and read that. Read it real quick.
Hang on a second. Okay, did you guys know that Sassy Sandy and Woodstock Russ once stole Wyatt Earp's clothes while he was skinny dipping in a pond outside of
I've heard this story before.
Birdcage Theater? They have been on the run ever since. Yeah, right. Okay. So anyway, this doll Abby.
The legend continues.
Now, if you think about Annabelle, yeah, she does a lot of evil things and stuff. But this little doll, she doesn't really do anything other than move around. The lady that had her in the museum originally decided to donate her to the haunted house. Okay. And I know why.
Me too.
But it would end up being standing up on its own in a corner, or standing up in the middle of the floor or something. But it was Abby is still in that gym, and there's a bunch of other stuff that goes on.
I go there, I'm taking a big priest and a small priest with me. We're getting rid of that thing.
But Bakota is a really creepy place. There was an old burned out building, and Chris found what he calls a doll graveyard, because
great.
Yeah, there was doll legs, doll bodies, doll heads, whole dolls, you name it, and they were all over this inside this building. And I don't know if it's because people wanted to get rid of them or what the deal was, but supposedly it's still there. So that's something else we got to check out. I'm not scared of dolls. I just don't like mannequins. Okay. I am not but anyway, so they hold the haunted house in the
You saw a
gym.
mannequin move?
I'm sorry?
You said you saw a mannequin move? Or did you think you saw a mannequin move?
I think it was just the way when I came around the corner, the light.
Or is that your phobia that a mannequin's going to move?
Yes. I think they're going to grab me or something.
Something in childhood? We need to talk to Father McMurphy.
Okay. Would you hold the light up so I can see and read this stuff?
It went out. It ain't me.
Okay.
Jesus.
So, the town hall, the reason that they think that it's really haunted out there is because about 84 trains go through that town every single day, even now. And a lot of people have been hit and killed by the trains. Not to mention that they had a derailment at one time.
Train deaths in my family.
Now there's dolls all over, there's dolls all over the town. No matter where you look, there's always a doll someplace.
That's kind of weird.
Which is creepy. Then I talk about Abby, the old gym. Oh, there's a place called Joe's Place. It's a tavern.
Team Spirit only goes so far.
And it burned down at one time. But the only thing that didn't burn down was the bar.
Wow.
I mean, it remained in its original condition. But whenever anybody goes in there now, it's like you get this overwhelming cold presence. Like, you can't explain it. Nothing really happened. Well, it does things happen, but not to usually visitors, but the people that work there. So yeah, just really, really creepy.
Bars are
okay. Here's one for you.
They're pretty cool for activity.
I told you about the gate. They believe the gate to hell.
Yeah, keep it closed.
Okay, then they got a tree out there they call the Devil's Tree.
I ain't going near that one.
Okay. Kids playing. Now, this has been reported numerous times. Kids playing without them knowing the story behind it. Kids playing out there have seen in the fork of the tree really bright lights coming out of the center of it, and people screaming and like they're writhing in pain.
No.
Yeah,
I ain't.
No, we got to go out there.
No, I don't do anything with the devil.
We're the brave ghost hunters or investigators. Okay.
When it comes to Satan, I got a very, very sound principle. I say no.
Yeah, me
Thank
too.
you.
But yeah. Okay, so the graveyard or the cemetery where the prisoners were buried is Forest Grove Cemetery. It's very haunted, and it always just like down by the river by the old prison, it also stays foggy all the time.
That's weird.
No matter summer, when it doesn't matter what time of year, it always stays foggy right there. There's got to be some reason. Could be the moisture from the river, because the river runs by this
it's
too.
It's a temperature inversion is what it is between the cold and hot gets trapped in. And that's the technical thing for fog, but
right.
For it to happen year round, that's weird.
Now I'm going to show you guys a video clip, and I want you to watch it, and then we'll talk about it after. But it was when we went back. I took a photo several years ago. I think I put it on the video at the end. But there's several things I want you to pay attention to in the video. And now I took a photo, caught an apparition of a young woman by a big headstone, which was her which I believe truly, that's my feelings about it. I'm going to close this so I can bring it up. There we are. All right.
You brung that up, and all I saw was my face go, oh!
Yeah, that's scary. Okay.
We don't need to do this to these people.
Okay, so this is at Bayview Cemetery in Bellingham, Washington. It's a huge cemetery.
Very cool.
They got a mass miner's grave out there.
It's very well maintained. It's beautiful.
A lot of Chinese immigrant type headstones out there. They got a couple what do you call it?
You guys know how the newer ones are? Everything's kind of flat, you know?
Yeah, all the these are all the big headstones.
I understand that for lawn maintenance purposes, I did lawn maintenance for all my life. But I really love the headstones, the old stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And I really hate it when people deface them.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another.
Anyway,
video.
So I'm going to go ahead and play it, and then we can talk about it after. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Sorry.
Whoops.
I just forgot to click on it. I was standing right here, or approximately right here. Whoa. And took a picture, something similar to this. Hi, Don. Hey, Nick. And took a shot back that way. And I captured this photo, and I was looking at the photo, and whenever I do that, whenever we go someplace, I always take photos, and really zoom in on them and, look around and see if I've captured anything. Well, in this particular photo, like I said, I captured the apparition of a young lady standing back over here, and I'll take exactly where she was standing. That's right. Sorry, I'm walking on graves, and I don't like doing that. I'm stepping over them. And I'll show exactly where she was. It's quite a ways away. I'm surprised I saw it, but it was actually a white spot on the side of the gravestone that attracted my attention. So that's why I zoomed in on it and actually caught, oh, here it is. Anyway, actually caught her apparition right here. Well, more like this. And so you can see back over there is where I was standing. And I believe, I can't guarantee it, but I believe that her name is Winifred Nolte. She was a young girl. The apparition was a young girl. And here's her gravestone. She was born April 20th, 1892, I believe. Yeah, 1893, excuse me. And died 1911, which would have made her about 19 years old. And when I was describing it on the picture, when I posted it on Facebook, that's exactly the age that I said she was, or approximately, because I said 18 or 19 years old. Yeah, and I didn't have any idea, you know, who she was or anything. So, I don't know where Russ went. Oh, there he is over there. So anyway, that's who I believe it is. She was wearing period clothing, like they would have dressed back then, a long dress, kind of with a belt sash around the middle, and yeah. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. The second time we came out here is when I figured out that I think who that was. So who that person was. But anyway, so her family name is Nolte. Looks like there's a few here. There's Winifred, and there's George, 1882 to 1921. So he wasn't very old either. What? So anyway, say hey.
Here we are.
So anyway, there's supposed to be someone that was a couple people that were gonna come visit us while we were doing this, but I don't see them, so maybe they couldn't make it, but that's okay. But anyway, so I was trying to look to see if this person was a Nolte too, but apparently not. But they do have Winifred and George. I don't know if they were like a young couple or something, but no, probably not. Okay. Here's a new Nolte. Fred W. and Jerry K. 1938, 2012, 1940 to 2007.
Yeah.
So apparently they were connected with that girl, and that's pretty cool. I mean, apparently, apparently she was trying to maybe get a message to her family that she's still around, you know. So, which is kind of sad, and you know, in the old way, because that means she's still traversing between this world and the next, and that's not always good. So yeah, there's urban legends about the cemetery, and I want to tell you about them because a lot of people, you know, they make up stories and people start believing it. And anyway, this statue right here is called Angel Eyes. And they say if you come out here on a full moon, you'll see her eyes bleed. Well, you would think that if her eyes were bleeding, that there'd be stains, for one. There isn't. But anyway, they say there's a witch buried here, and honestly, I've read the story. I actually looked up the actual history of the Bland family, and nothing like that. He actually was he was on the city council or something here in Bellingham, and he did commit suicide. He both his wives and him are buried here. He committed suicide in the courthouse basement, but there was nothing about a witch or anything like that. So you know, you got to take kind of for. And here he is, William H. Bland, and here's Hattie, and that's one of his wives, and then there's Gertrude, and it's called what they call the urban legend. It's called the death table. Well, anyway, they say the urban legend is that if you lay on top of this stone. If you walk away from the stone, or sorry, Russ got me talking about something else. If you lay on top of the stone, you will come to an untimely death. Well,
I don't buy that.
Would I do that? Get on top of somebody's headstone? Not likely. The story is, the history of it is, Mr. Gaudette died. His wife was supposed to be buried next to him. I'll actually show you. There's a headstone for his wife. But after he died, she moved to Seattle and is now buried in Seattle. See, her headstone is empty. But his is fully filled out, as it should be. So, yeah, I don't know about the story or so much, and I think it's very rude and disrespectful if somebody comes and lays on top of this poor man's stone here.
I wouldn't do it. It's just gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of these urban legends are urban legends. So.
Mm-hmm. But we have captured some stuff here, so I'm not saying this by any means that this cemetery is not haunted, because it is. We've captured, like I said, I captured the apparition of Winifred Nolte. At least I think that's Winifred Nolte. I can't guarantee it, but it was definitely a young girl in a long dress. But where she was standing makes me assume that's who that was. So, and you know about assumption, right? Everybody should know about assumption. It's the mother of, you know.
Okay, now I'm going to give you the opportunity to finish that statement. It's the mother of what?
Oh, F-ups.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So,
anyway. Family friendly here, folks.
Anyway, if any of you want to see the picture again, let me know and I'll send it to you in Messenger or something. But she's so obvious you can't miss her. I mean, she's just there.
I just checking out Tracy's shrimp picture here and made me hungry.
Oh my, we just had chicken.
Well, I know, but I'm a sucker for shrimp too, so yeah, what can I tell you?
Anyway, so something I didn't mention in the video was Mr. Gaudette had died. He built that mausoleum type thing for him and his wife. Okay, he died and she ran off to Seattle and is now buried in Seattle someplace, I think at Lakeview Cemetery, which, if I read that right.
The sacrifice table, I think, is a load of
no, it's the death table.
What I think is
okay, and then
something that's been told, and generational telling,
Well, and then Angel Eyes, the statue I showed you of the angel, supposed to be bleed on him. Her eyes supposed to bleed on a full moon night or whatever. I don't know.
Bring me out there, because I'm definitely going to inspect that.
I want to see it, but you can't go in there at night, so. Well, I don't see. Well, you can, but I think they have security out there, and I don't want to get caught. Thank you very much. But
we do not advocate breaking the law in any way.
No,
but if you can slip in.
But there are certain points all around the cemetery that you could walk on the sidewalk right at the cemetery, or you can walk up a hill to the backside of the cemetery and do things from the trails. So you're not in the cemetery.
I'm sure the ghosts come over and visit with you.
But I know people go through there at night because it's wide open.
It's a walking area.
There's just a gate where you can't drive through.
Honestly, who's going to mind if you're not doing any damage? If you're not going out there partying and stuff, you're not bothering anybody.
Right.
So be quiet.
As far as Winifred Nolte goes, like I said, I can only assume that's who that was. But since she was standing next to her a family type headstone, like I said, I believe that's who it is, because we actually got EVPs from her when we were out there. We've been out there so many times, and I go there every time I'm out there. It's almost like she wants to communicate with me, and I've used the dowsing rods out there, and she's answered questions for us.
Later, Steve. Maybe
we'll have to do another video.
Steve says he likes the new concept of our show.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty cool.
I like it too. It takes a while to put all those slides together because you got to look up the history and so.
Well, instead of talking about stuff, we just kind of.
I like to show you guys
talk about it and and get your feedback on it too. That's the very cool part about it all.
Yeah. Well, the next one we will be doing stuff. I want to show you guys if I can find it, the video clip of the walk around we did at Northern State Hospital, not at the farm this time, but actually at and around the hospital that we investigated about in 2008, I think it was. Very scary place, very haunted, and lots of stuff going on. And we actually did still capture stuff out there through the broken windows. And there's a lot of vandalism.
When did you say 08?
Yeah,
it's getting weird because I was telling her the other day about this. We're getting to that age or that period in our life where I used to be when my grandparents were, and I go, you were born in the 1800s.
Yeah,
I was born in the 1900s.
His grandmother was born in 1899. His grandfather was born in 1897.
Yeah.
It passed now.
Oh yeah,
but
they're together.
Definitely.
Oh, definitely.
They were married 65 years, I think.
Yeah, she couldn't get rid of him down here. Ain't gonna get rid of him up there.
God forbid.
No way.
But the reason that we're showing these different things in Washington, places that we've never been, is because at least now we're going to start showing some other stuff, like stuff we've been to.
And then when we
if I can find the video clips,
that's going to make the show more interesting. When we go here, we can play it, show what we did.
Yeah, and that way we can show you what we kind of showed you, but get a more personal touch to it, and then that way you guys can see what we experienced out there.
It's like I've been telling her I'd like to relocate on the other side of the passes.
Oh yeah,
I really love Washington, but when you come home from anywhere, say Montana, Wyoming, it doesn't really matter. You always got that last pass to go over. Man, that'll take it out of me every time.
So many people that the last leg of the trip was always that pass, and they broke down on the pass.
Yeah, it gets you every time.
Or they got in a car accident on the pass. So,
but I love the mountains. So.
But anyway, so thanks everybody for coming tonight.
Arlene's parents were born in 1915. Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Anyway, what else was I going to tell you? Oh, so next week we're going to be showing
here we are in the 200s.
The Northern State Lunatic Asylum. That's what they call it when they first opened it. Lunatic Asylum Hospital, where we investigated. The other video will be, what was it? We're going to traverse. If I can find these videos, the problem is I lost two different computers. They still have all the information on it, but I haven't had the money to take them in.
We still got beta tapes.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Somewhere I got beta tapes.
No, not beta tapes, but
no, they're the mini tapes.
Yeah,
If you remember back, I don't know if you guys did it, but we had a bank. We had like 8 VCRs.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have DVD players.
I have a picture of Russ setting up 3 of them.
Yeah, I had wires going everywhere. It took us 2 hours to set up.
Yeah.
By the time we got done, I had to take a nap.
So that's why when we started doing digital, it was so much easier.
Oh my God.
Because we could do wireless.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Just set them up, you walk away.
That's when we got the DVR system, which was very awesome because you could do so many channels.
Yeah.
At the same time. But yeah. Like I said, thanks guys for coming tonight. So what is today? Friday. Yeah. Next Friday. What?
Well, Arlene's dad's sister just passed, and she was 103. God, she lived a nice long life.
I'm sorry to say this. I had two aunts. One was 99 when she passed. The other was 106 when she passed.
I got one better. Granny Cross. She wasn't my grandmother. Wasn't related.
Just a lady. They just called her Granny Cross.
My dad and I. My dad had a lawn service, and I worked for him at a very young age. I was working all my life practically, but we did her yard because he had a thing where he did elderly people's yard and didn't charge them.
Right.
That was his thing.
That's cool.
And Granny Cross, I used to go and do her yard and sit on the back porch, and she'd always have cold lemonade for me. And she would tell me about sitting out front watching Civil War soldiers ride up to her house.
Mm-hmm.
She watched Abraham Lincoln.
That was weird. Yeah, that was weird because my great grandmother was real young, but she told us about
can you imagine
watching President Lincoln's inaugural parade?
Can you imagine?
We lived in our family was from Illinois, so
if you got an elderly person in your life, Man, Pam will visit, sit down,
learn from them because they might teach you something you didn't know.
You bet, and they'll enjoy the heck out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks guys for coming tonight.
I know this because the older I get, the more attention I need.
Shut up. We'll be back next Friday with some new stuff. It may change from today till next week what I show because it's going to depend on if I can find the video clips I want to show you. But otherwise, we'll be back and we'll be telling you about some crazy haunted places or strange occurrences that have been happening in the state. One thing that we will be showing you is about UFOs, but I'm not going to tell you what it's about unless you're into UFOs. You probably don't know, so we'll talk about it next time or something. So, bye guys. We love you.
We're into it all.
See you later.
Peace.